Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 24th. We're just going to jump right in here, Capricorn. You start off with this spell work card. It says, use magic spells, manifesting power is strong. And you have the Ten of Pentacles. So clearly, I feel that you could be manifesting things very, very quickly into your life. And so I would practice manifestation. The Ten of Pentacles is also a card of hidden or secret information. There are kind of like two ways to read the Ten of Pentacles. You can read it as, building or leaving a legacy or like an inheritance. But there's kind of like a little known meaning to the Ten of Pentacles. And it represents that this guy right here, he is normally considered to be the patriarch of the family, but he might actually be a beggar who is coming to this family and bringing them a gift. So, he can represent someone who has very little to give, who is giving something. So even though he has nothing to give. And what does this have to do with information? Well, the kind of like the little known meaning of the card is that it can represent needing to look for information from unlikely sources. And, this is something I've noticed for the past couple of years is that I feel like there's a lot of good stuff. There could be like a lot of good information. I always use the example of books because I'm a freaking nerd, right? I almost just said the F word, but what I would say is that I know some of you can't believe that, but what I was going to say is that there are some books that I've read that have been extremely valuable to me, but when I read the reviews of the book will have terrible reviews. But it's always like, oh, the author misspelled the word dog on page 1932, and I was like, they made a mistake. Who cares, right? And so it's like, that's the way I look at the Ten of Pentacles, is that there might be information in something that like either has bad reviews or is somehow disconnected from your life. I also use the example of like inspirations. It's like I remember one time in particular where I watched a movie, like I was trying to work on a project and I just couldn't get going. And I watched a movie and the movie gave me ideas. It was just a movie, but like I got some inspiration from watching the movie, but I just felt inspired to watch the movie. So I just did it, right? Even though really my brain was saying, no, you have to work. So I always tell people, like, pay attention to your inspirations. They might not make sense for like what you're doing, but your inspiration might be your inner guidance system being like, hey, this movie has answers for you, dummy. So, again, pay attention. There's clearly a lot of abundance coming in for you as well. You need this. You deserve this as well. Four of Swords, like I feel like you've been hoping and praying for some sort of blessing to come into your life, and it looks like there is a blessing. There's a person right here that is blessing another person, and so he's kind of resting, relaxing, and recovering, but he's also praying for to receive blessings in his life. You also have this Six of Swords, which is like moving on to calmer shores. I gotta be honest, I feel like some of you you cut someone right out of your life. You have this endings card, and I feel like you have this person, it's like I kind of feel like you were maybe dating like a cocky person, or maybe they didn't come off as cocky, but maybe at the same time they kind of get a lot of attention. So if you were with a person who got a lot of attention, and if you've just completely ghosted this person, and by the way, I think they totally deserved it as well, just based off of like what I'm getting here. It's like maybe you gave this person a lot of chances, but also maybe eventually you just had to say, no, I'm done. I have to move on. I have to like fix my own life here, right? That's kind of like the feeling I get here, that you just iced someone completely out. But again, I feel like you gave this, it's not like you ghosted them like a jerk. I feel like you ghosted them because you had no other chance, right? And maybe you didn't ghost them. Maybe you talked to them and told them that you were leaving, but I feel like they can't believe it. And I feel like, but here's the good news. By you taking your power back, I feel like this is like leading to a lot of success. The universe is like, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Here's a bunch of rewards. There could also be true love coming in for you, for those of you that want it. With that, Ten of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, love it. Amazing card for manifestation. I always say that the Eight of Wands was traditionally the arrows of love, meaning we tell the universe what we want, like in love, the universe responds by bringing that person to us. I'm wondering if some of you had like a self-worth realization. That's a mouthful, right? Popping into my head, where it's like maybe you were dating a person, you're like, why am I selling myself short? Maybe someone told you you're too good for me, and maybe you're like, yes, I am. And like maybe normally you would say, no, I'm not. I feel like you kind of just accepted it, and very specific story. And I feel like because of that, you're manifesting great things. Same thing in work or business. Like, I feel like you could be actually working on something that is right for you all of a sudden. And look this is a very good reading, Capricorn. There's very quick success twice here, world achievements. You have the Judgment card. I mean, really, really nice reading. With the Four of Swords, you have two cards here. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles represents something that has a lot of potential. The King of Cups can represent like very deep emotions. I'm getting a million things here, so we're just going to go through it. Number one, I feel like you could be just attracting a big opportunity. And the King of Cups normally has a boat behind him. And I'm just wanting to see if there was one here, but there isn't. King of Cups. And the boat kind of represents a time in our life, or it represents a time where our like ancestors would get on boats and go somewhere where they didn't know where they were going. You know, they were just sailing off into the sunset hoping that they would find land. So it kind of represents that adventurous energy. So there could be like an opportunity that is very new that you have to learn about with the Ten of Pentacles, but I feel like it's going to be very, very profitable. So again, maybe it's like a job that you're being offered where you don't know how to do the job, but actually you can learn as you go. So I would take it. Maybe it's a business idea you have where maybe you're going to have to learn a lot and you're going to have to go on some sort of adventure, but it's going to lead to a lot of success. I'm also getting that it could just be in a new industry. Like maybe there's, some sort of new technology or something and you get a job based off of that, and, it could just be new. Also, I feel it could be a person that's coming in for you. And I would say, are you kidding? Three of Wands, the World, Two of Pentacles, could be at a distance. So you could be meeting someone long distance here. On top of all that, again, everything, Three of Wands, that King of Cups, the World, this really tells me that some of you either could be moving or going on an adventure that leads to abundance. With the Six of Swords, Two of Swords, this person wants you to come down to their level. It's so weird. That's like the only card that's screaming to me, person, is that Six of Swords, the Two of Swords. They want you to come down. They don't want you to move on. So I just totally ignore that. Next, in the area of, what are we doing? What you need to hear right now. You have this ending card. It says loss, letting go, death, irrevocable conclusion, afterlife, destruction. Yeah. Everything I just said, I feel like someone did something that is just unforgivable for some of you. For others, I feel like you just had enough and you just are walking away. You have the Ace of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. I feel like this person's still holding on. And again, Mercury retrograde, I would definitely be careful of a past person, even when we go like this. Judgment is like one of the only cards in the tarot that I consider to be a person coming back from the past. So, again, I would definitely protect yourself if you have to. You have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands can represent growth, abundance, expansion. So and it can also represent needing to take the lead. So I feel like you're ready to move forward. And the Three of Wands can say, what are you waiting for? He's just standing there waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment. So if you're thinking about starting a new project, starting a new business, starting something, starting communicating with a new person, I feel like now is the time. You have the Ace of Cups here. Ace of Cups is a card of happiness, and your overflowing emotions. So I do feel that, having let this go and demanding your true worth, right? This is what's going to bring new love, if you want love, into your life that's much more fulfilling. I feel like maybe past relationships have always been kind of you selling yourself short. And what I see coming in for you is something where you're not selling yourself short. So, much better value. Same thing in, business. I feel like some of you, there's clearly a lot of success here, but I need more detail on it. Let's see. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Strength card. Yeah, you've been very patient, strong. I feel like you've done the work as well. The Strength card is a card that I consider to be one of the few cards in the deck that really represents personal development, working on yourself. The woman is normally taming the lion on this card, and it kind of represents her inner voice, her inner critic, her inner demons, right? But she is getting those things to submit to her. So I feel like you've done the work on yourself in work, whatever area of your life you've been working on yourself, work, business, love, and there are clearly some rewards coming in because of that. With the Three of Wands, you have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I definitely get some sort of stabbed in the back situation. This has been coming up for you for a few weeks. So either this happened to you, maybe a couple months ago, or I do feel for some of you it happened last year, but maybe you keep getting triggered by the thoughts, or maybe you work with this person so you have to see them or something like that. I don't know, it's popping into my head. I really feel like this person stabbed you in the back, but I feel like they're not doing so well, is what I'd say. Even if they look like they are, intuitively, I have a weird feeling on the Six of Swords. I'm not getting anything even remotely Six of Swords about that Six of Swords. It's more like I feel like this person is kind of like dying on the inside, but I feel like that's who they are. With the, I don't know, it feels intense. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords. You see things so clearly. I feel like you see clearly this person. They are not willing to change anything about their life. I feel like they're just a very stuck person. And I feel like you see clearly that you need to move towards new love, plain and simple. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this retreat card here. This is from the Threads of Fate Empyrean Oracle, by the way. And they move, these cards. They are like holographic or whatever you call it. Full disclosure, I have a business relationship with Threads of Fate, but Threads of Fate is launching 3 new decks, and I do have a link down below to their pre-sale. So if you're interested in cool decks like this, definitely go check that out. I'll have a video on it later. Again, not sponsored, but I do have a business relationship with them, so you should probably know that. But I feel like a lot of you could be retreating from this person, number one, if you have a person. And, it's like the hand of God on this card, and see the hand of God there or whatever it's called. I feel like some of you, it's like there's a very divine connection that could be coming in for you in the future. For others, for all of you, really, it's like, you have the Eight of Wands. This is what I'll say. Eight of Wands, Judgment, and the Page of Cups. And, for whatever reason, this is popping into my head. Like if I hold it like this, it's kind of like sheet music, like that people play music, the lines here. And it's almost like, I see you, that's how it's popping into my head, which is very weird, but it's almost like you're building a symphony, in your life, but not like literally. I mean, maybe some of you are into music, but, I feel like you're kind of like putting things together for like a business or something that's going to be a big achievement with the world over here. And it's like you're creating music in your life, maybe not literally, but I'm talking figuratively here. And I feel like it's going to be very, very successful. I just feel a lot of success on the Eight of Wands twice, especially with the Ten of Pentacles. That's amazing. And I feel like it's going to be a quick success as well. I feel like it's a quick success that took many years. So I always say, like, most people who, are an overnight success, it took them like, 20 years to become an overnight success. And I kind of feel that for you, where it's like you've been working very hard towards whatever you're working towards. And it's like all of a sudden success is going to hit, but it really wasn't overnight. You have the Judgment card here, and the Judgment card says you're waking up to your true, I almost feel like you're waking up to your true potential. I feel like you're having like weird realizations as well. It's like, it's so weird. Like I'll tell you, I was taking a course the other day, and it's like the guy said something to me that was like so simple in my brain, right? And I was looking at the comments, and everybody's like, that's the most amazing thing that I've ever heard. And I'm not saying like I'm some super genius. So trust me, I fell on my head when I was 10 years old, and I can't remember anything after that. But it was like so simple in my brain, but everybody else thought it was like the most genius idea ever. And I was like, it really proves to me that I think a lot of us, we discount our information. We don't think it's as like important as it actually is. And I kind of have that popping into my head here with the Judgment card, where you could be waking up to like your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, and you could be waking up to the fact that you're actually like much more skilled than you realize. And this, of course, could be great for like business or getting a job or a career. So it's like you're realizing how important your information is or something. You have the Page of Cups. Some of you, I feel, could be waking up to a new opportunity in love. But to me, this fish right here is like an opportunity that he needs to grab onto. The fish is something that could easily escape that cup. That fish could easily jump, and he needs to grab onto it. So I feel like there's like a new opportunity or something that you're working on that like you need to make sure you grab onto. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Tower here, some sort of surprise. To me, this right here is the most powerful combination in the tarot, Tower and Judgment. It's like a major wake-up call, a major revelation, or like a sudden realization. And so I actually don't consider it to be a bad thing. And again, you have some very good cards here. Obviously, if there's a person coming back from the past who's communicating with you, I don't know, I would just block this person because it looks like it'll mess up your day here, Capricorn. Don't say I didn't warn you, right? But, I don't know. If you want to hear from this person, I guess, it could bring in, I don't even look at the Tower as a bad thing. It's like, yeah, a person could come in and tell you the truth. It could cause a Tower moment, but it could also, the Tower isn't a bad thing. It brings you back down to reality. So, sometimes we need that. With the Judgment card, you have the Five of Wands. Yeah, I would be careful of this person coming in and causing conflict. Again, it's a very good reading, but Again, I think anything having to do with the past could be challenging or could create challenges in your life. The Five of Wands is also a card I call Indiana Jones. To me, it kind of represents needing to go on some sort of crazy adventure to find some treasure, and we see that right here. With the Page of Cups, you have the Magician. Yeah, I feel like you could be attracting a new person into your life. Could be an air sign or a person who has air in their chart. I feel like this person could be like a magician. They could literally they could manifest things, but really, I feel like your manifestation, this card, this card, this card here, it's like you are manifesting things very quickly, or your manifestation powers are kind of on point right now. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card that says the Pillar, and you have this card that says the Warrior. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like that Pillar kind of reminding me of the Four of Wands there. And, it kind of looks like a pillar. A portal. And you have the Warrior. And then you have the World. The World right here is a portal card. She is in the middle there of that portal. And in the Major Arcana, we go from the Fool all the way to the World, and then we start all over again as the Fool. So it's almost like your future self is saying there's something that you're going to have to face with that Warrior card, but you are a warrior, and there's something that you're going to have to overcome. But I feel like what's on the other side is a lot of success and probably a new world, clearly. That's a very powerful combination right there. Judgment, World, the order of the Major Arcana, and then Tower, Judgment, Tower, World. Significant change, and could be a Tower moment, but like I always say, the Tower doesn't have to be a bad card. And with all this other stuff going on, it could just be like a major change that you're experiencing in your life. And it's kind of like culture shock, but that's not the right word. But I feel like some of you, it's like if you're starting a new business, you kind of go from that space where you don't have no clue what you're doing to becoming competent, right? And that's what this looks like to me, is like some of you could be going through a change where it's like you are going to have no clue what you're doing at first, but you will learn. So don't be scared by, these new opportunities. I see a lot of success here, Capricorn, clearly. You have the Seven of Pentacles, change in direction. Seven of Pentacles is my card that says, is the juice worth the squeeze? A lot of people have been getting this card. We are in a time of great change. Pluto and Aquarius, major changes. And I feel like this could be you looking at old things in your life and deciding that you want to make a change. And again, I do feel like there are some pretty big achievements coming in with that World card. Some of you could just be moving. Eight of Wands twice with the Tower. Three of Wands definitely could be moved. With the World, you have the Hangman. I feel like saying this is what you've waited for. So you've been waiting for an opportunity, and now that it's here, you might be a little nervous about it, but at the same time, I would take it. For some of you, it's like kind of one of those things where maybe you're not sure you want to leave something. Like if you have a job and you are getting a new job opportunity, I feel like there could be this new opportunity, but maybe it's like maybe you have health benefits over here, and maybe this new opportunity you don't get health benefits until 6 months or something like that. I don't know. There's some sort of difference popping into my head. It's like the fear that the gap, the void, that period of time where you're going to be missing out on something or feel like you're missing out on something. That could be what's going on here. This could also be a breakup as well. It's like sometimes I think we stay in relationships because we don't want to be alone. And maybe it's like, yes, maybe leaving a relationship, it means you're going to be alone for 6 months or a year. But I kind of feel like this is saying, like, what you will gain from that period of time is going to be invaluable. And, some of you might already be in that period of time clearly right here. So you could be coming out. With the Five of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is about gratitude and being grateful for the things that you have. It can be a card of disappointments and regrets. And again, someone who juggled you could have disappointments and regrets, but who cares is what I would say there. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the High Priestess. Definitely time to trust your intuition. Your intuition is guiding you at this time. You have a lot of cards of potential as well. Again, 2 cards of potential here. You have the High Priestess, which is a card of potential. The High Priestess, she normally has no roof over her head, and it says that there are no limits to what she can accomplish, but it's just potential. So I feel like you are standing in front of something with that Pillar card there, like thinking about starting a new business or creating a new job or whatever it is you're doing, starting a new relationship. Maybe you want to move as well, and it's like you're standing in front of something, and I feel like you need to conquer it. You have this Valley card. We're pulling 5 main themes now. It says deep personal strength and peace that assure success. Yes, the whole entire reading. So I feel like there is clearly success and peace coming in for you. You have this Knot card. It says unsuccessful plans. Kind of feel like this is that past person if you have a past person. It could also be a job that you didn't get, I'm hearing, but it was just like too overcomplicated. It's like there's something that maybe you have to conquer that's coming in for you in a certain way. And I don't say that to scare you. You're the warrior. You can handle it. But it's like less complicated is what I feel like saying here. You have this chain card. It says chain of events that will affect your life. I mean, we are in a time of fate. Anytime we have eclipses and after eclipses is a time of like fated events happening. So there could be like a lot of serendipity or just kind of like things connecting for you at this time. You have this hand card. It says in need of help or assistance. I would be careful of a past person. I have a feeling that this is a past person, but I feel like that's the only thing. It's almost like you are their drug. It's like you provide something to them, like help or assistance, and they can't help themselves. So I feel like you need to be careful of a person like that. You have this dog far away card. It says a distant friend is thinking of you. So, some of you could be, I do feel like you're socializing more. There could be more socializing coming in for you. For some of you, I feel like you could be moving as well, like I already said. But this is a pretty good reading here, Capricorn. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it, and definitely enjoy your week.